And it is now less than 37 days to the beginning of the 2019 polls. Well, ahead of the election, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has been meeting with stakeholders, including media officers and security analysts, to map out plans for the election. Onya Adekunle tells us more.
As the clock ticks down on the long wait for the start of Nigeria's 2019 election, the attention now slowly turns to the electoral umpire, the Independent National Electoral Commission. The body has been in the spotlight in the past weeks as opposition parties question the credibility of its officials. On its part, the body has been meeting with various stakeholders to gather support for the polls. This meeting with the Nigerian Union of Journalists is to solicit the support of the media ahead of the election. The INEC chairman also uses the opportunity to emphasize that the commission will not create additional polling units for 2019 elections.
The commission wishes to assure the media that there is no change in the number of polling units and voting points used for the 2015 general elections and the 2016 area council elections in the FCT. Any insinuation that new polling units, voting points, or voting point settlements are being created by the Commission is utterly baseless and should be disregarded. The register of voters has been finalized, including the detailed breakdown of the distribution of voters by states, local governments, wards, and polling units. No new units have been created, and none will be created before the 2019 general elections.
In response, the president of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Chris Isiguzo, assured INEC that the media will never renege on its promise to collaborate with the commission.
We are very much available, very much disposed to work with you because we appreciate the kind of job you are doing. And as stakeholders in the Nigerian project, I can tell you that the media will not disappoint. We are very much willing and very much available to work closely with the Commission. It is incumbent on the media to mobilize the populace. We did that during the voter registration exercise very well, and that is perhaps why we have 84-point-something million voters today. And I can tell you that we are still very much ready to mobilize Nigerians for the main thing, the main election.
After that meeting, Mahmoud then holds talks with heads of security agencies. He wants the agencies to design a new security architecture for the polls.
Learning from the experience of some of the 195 off-season elections conducted since 2015, it is pertinent to draw our attention to the need for a different approach to the deployment of security agencies during elections. The Nigeria Police Force remains the lead agency for election security. Other security agencies will play a supportive role to the Nigeria Police. However, we need a new security architecture for 2019, consistent with the provision of Section 29, subsection 3 of the Electoral Act 2010 as amended, which provides as follows, and I quote, "Notwithstanding the provisions of any other law, and for purposes of securing the vote, the Commission shall be responsible for requesting for the deployment of relevant security personnel necessary for elections or registration of voters, and shall assign them in a manner to be determined by the Commission in consultation with the relevant security agencies, provided that the Commission shall only request for the deployment of Nigerian armed forces for the purpose of securing the distribution and delivery of election materials and protection of election officials." Unquote.
After his appeal, the INEC chairman then receives the highest assurance of a representative of the National Security Advisor.
He said I should assure the committee of the preparedness of the Office of the National Security Advisor to support the INEC by providing the requisite leadership and coordination for the security agencies in ensuring a credible electoral process. And it's actually in furtherance to this that he organized recently the election security management workshop for security agencies, just to prepare them towards their functions during the electoral process.
The Commission is expected to hold further consultations with other stakeholders as the countdown to the polls continue. Unyi Adekunle, TV 360, Nigeria.